I am angry and incredibly sad. It's a weird mixture of emotions. I'm frustrated and I don't know what to do. This past week, I'm sure all of you have heard there's a mass shooting in Atlanta, Georgia. A white shooter committed a hate crime and claimed the lives of 8 people, most of whom were Asian. And it really, really extra hit close to home, knowing that a handful of those people were Korean. And I thought I could feel better, a couple days after. But I only feel worse. And I'm making this video because I have kind of had enough. I've kind of had enough of people dying. And you might think, well, that should be an obvious statement. We shouldn't have to say that out loud, right? That should be obvious that, no person would be okay with death. And yet, nothing has changed. We had the big George Floyd riots and protests last year, and people were passionate about it. But as with all of these things, after a few months, people forget. Or another tragedy takes its place, and it forces people to forget. No death, no life is more important than the other. I'm going to preface it by saying that, but when there is so much tragedy and trauma going on in the world, I understand that it's hard to juggle and be empathetic about all that is going on. But I keep seeing all of these Stop Asian Hate hashtags as if this is brand fucking news. And it's going to change the mind of racists. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't know we had to stop. And then no one's going to get hurt anymore. And, I'm not saying don't post those hashtags. I'm not saying don't post the infographics. Don't post the donation links. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Because all of you are posting on social media. You're posting Stop Asian Hate. You're posting all these infographics. But you're not saying anything. You are Control C, Control V, Command V if you're an Apple user. Sorry, I need humor to kind of deflect the incredible amount of anger that I feel right now, because I'm trying not to shout at you guys, because I'm trying to talk to not just people in my audience, but my peers, our leaders, politicians, teachers, YouTubers, celebrities. I think it was Olivia Wilde. She tweeted, to like my Asian activists or something like that. Obviously this sucked. Like, she didn't say it like that. I'm paraphrasing. But she basically said, how can I be an ally? I gotta tell you this. Posting Stop Asian Hate and posting infographics, it's not enough. Asians, because we're seen as like this model minority, people really, really don't care about us. People really don't care about us. And I was afraid that this was going to be a darling of the moment, and in 2 weeks, we would not be talking about this anymore. But something I saw today, one of the victims, she was, I don't know their family circumstance, but she was maybe a single mom because she left behind 2 sons and no other support system. And I'm going to put several donation links in the description below. And I urge every single one of you to donate. Because, they're not the only victims of a heinous hate crime. So I'm going to try to add links as I can find them. But this family in particular, they're two brothers. They're still very young. And no amount of money will ever bring their mother back. And I was reading his GoFundMe page, and I thought, we owe it. We owe it to him. We owe it to his mother to make sure that we don't stop talking about this, that we don't forget about this. Because, see, the problem is, I think most people go, oh no, that's terrible. All right, let me post stop Haitian hate. I've done my part. That's not enough. That's not enough. I think people think that's how that works. That's not enough. All right. I'm ready to die for this. I'm ready to fight for this, and I'm ready to die for this. And I understand that most people are not like that. And I understand. And if you cannot fight for the cause of preserving human lives is what we're talking about. All right? Like, there are extra layers of politics that need to be discussed. Rights, issues, systemic racism. There's all sorts of stuff. But I want to stop the killing first. I want people to stop dying at the hands of racism. All right? That, I know, it's a crazy, grand idea. I'm really throwing a Hail Mary. But that is the goal. And we might never meet that goal. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. If you actually care, if you want to be an ally, whether you are Asian or not, say something. Because you are posting something, but you are not saying anything. Your voice is not being heard because you are not using your voice. We as a society have become so desensitized to scrolling our feed that when you post this long paragraph essay, when you copy and paste some other person's story, people go, okay, next. People are just going to move on. That is why we are where we are right now. And not enough has changed. Stuff has changed. And I'm proud of everything that has been done in any kind of political activism whatsoever. But people are still dying. And posting is not enough. I encourage everyone, if you cannot think of anything else to do, at least express your grief and your sadness and your anger on your Instagram story or Twitter. Actually show your face. Actually record yourself talking. Okay? And I'm talking about on all levels, whether you're a politician. I would love to see politicians, obviously Joe Biden's the president, so he's going to do a press conference, but I would love to see all these senators and congressmen, I would love to see them actually say something. Reach out and say something rather than just post some meaningless text on a page. And celebrities, instead of just tweeting out, oh, this was horrific, this was horrendous, actually say it. Actually say it. You don't understand how powerful your voice actually is when you actually say it. When people are forced to look in your eyes, when they can see your grief, when they can see your anger, the profound effect that will have. And you might think, but I'm just an ordinary person. I'm not a politician. I'm not a celebrity. What can I do? You can do the exact same thing. Do you think that the racists, the mass shooters out there, are they politicians and leaders? Are they always following celebrities? No. People, these racists, are influenced by their community and what they see in their everyday lives. That means, more than anything, the influence on our mindset as America, whether it's racism or whatever, it is fostered by our community. If you want the world to change, it starts with you. So even if you think you're just one person can lead to helping another person. That person could help another person. Maybe that person helps two people. And then maybe it's a pay it forward branching effect. Whatever it is. I'm just saying 8 people died, and just posting text and posting an infographic is literally the least you could be doing. That's the least you could be doing. If you want to do something more because you actually care, let me hear what you have to say. Actually say it. Speak your voice. Actually post something that means something. Don't just copy and paste somebody's thing. And mind you, those infographics are really educational and they're really informative and they are important. All right? And I understand from like a movement aspect, a hashtag is important. Stop Asian hate. That's important. But that can't be the only thing you post, because you are putting in the least amount of work possible. Running this YouTube channel, I have literally been made fun of by other YouTubers for being too passionate on Twitter. It's why I quit Twitter. It wasn't all the hate, or it wasn't all the cancellations, or the people who were too just like, I don't know, hating me, like busy with that. No, that's not why I quit. It might have influenced some of it. Most of it came from anytime I got up in arms about this kind of shit, way before George Floyd, way before any of this. For years, I have been screaming. I have been angry on Twitter, and other YouTubers have made fun of me, literally, while we're hanging out, just like, yeah, PD's always so angry on Twitter. I'm angry because somebody got fucking shot by a police officer because they are sworn to protect us. I'm angry because another kid got shot. I'm angry because people died. All right? And now these people want to show up out of the woodwork acting like they've been woke this entire fucking time. And I'm not going to call anybody out specifically because that would be counterintuitive. But you know who you are. All of you know who you are. I'm not saying you're culpable and responsible for any deaths that followed after, but I'm saying you did not do enough. And I understand we all have lives to live, and we can never do enough. I'm just saying, do just a little more. All right? Posting an infographic, posting a hashtag is the bare minimum. Do just a little more. I want to see your faces. I want to hear your voices. Speak out. There's a reason why all of this internet activism didn't get anything done, but then during the George Floyd incident, all the protesting and rioting actually made some small but still significant changes. It's because they're afraid when they see your face, when they see and hear our faces and voices. Change comes with people who are taking action. Okay? And I mean, these nut jobs are literally storming government buildings, shooting up places. And I'm not saying that's what we should do, because we can't stoop to their level. But they are not stopping, and we cannot beat this because we are not taking action. While they are taking action, we are just sitting by on our phones posting, "Stop Asian hate." We need to do more. Please, 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 please consider these following options that you could do. Actually post on your stories. Actually post a video of you talking, whether it's on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. Video is more important than text. It is more powerful than text. Your eyes and your voice are more powerful than you know. Instead of just donating to these faceless organizations, which you don't know how that money is going to be handled, if there is a GoFundMe that appears for any of the families, help directly via the GoFundMe. Help the victims' families. Get involved with your local activism chapters. And if you can't physically get involved, I understand we are in a pandemic. Not everyone is vaccinated. Donate to your local activism chapters. Get involved. Keep updates on them. See what they talk about. And try to be at least supportive of them. That's all I wanted to say. I had to, I posted an Instagram story like a couple hours ago, and I was a little bit more heated then. I basically yelled, and I thought, let's try to cool down and try to at least deliver this message more succinctly and politely. But I keep thinking, what if that was my grandmother? You know? And, you know, to the friends who are passionate about this, I see you. I hear you. I love you for it. I feel like I'm going crazy in this world, thinking I'm the only one who is constantly in grief over people dying. I feel like not enough people care. And I see you guys. And you make me feel less crazy and less alone. So thank you. This next week, I'm not going to be posting any videos. I don't need a break. I am just doing this out of my personal way of letting you guys know why I'm not posting this week. This applies to my YouTube and my Patreon. I'm not going to post this week, this coming week, that is, when Monday rolls around, because I'm posting this on a Friday. This next coming week, I'm not going to be posting at all. Because we are so blinded by entertainment, and entertainment is great. I work in this industry, but this is not that time in this moment. I literally only want to put focus on this right now. And if you think to yourself, oh, did PD post a reaction video for this? This is why I didn't post it. And I hope that in thinking that might think, oh, okay, well then, what can I do? I hope that this affects even one person, and one person changes from this, and one person takes this seriously. And that's the whole point. Anyways, thank you. Thank you very much for watching all the way through if you did. I'm so sick of seeing people die. Death is the thing that I hate the most in life. I know that sounds like a stupid statement, but it is. I fear death. It is one of my greatest motivating factors for living life. And if we as a society can prevent as much death as possible, We should. Death is inevitable. That doesn't mean we need to hurry up the process. I just want to close off this video by saying the names of the people who passed, who are no longer with us from this incident. I refuse to say the shooter's name because I refuse to give that fuck any level of exposure. But to Delana Yuan, Paul Andre Michels, Xiao Jietan, Dao Yufeng, Yu Yong'e, Park Sun-jung, Kim Yeon-jung or Hyun-jung Grant, and Kim Sun-cha. These people are no longer with us. Out of respect for those people, we cannot stop talking about this. So, if you can, share this video with your friends, celebrities, politicians, whatever. Share it. If you yourself cannot echo the same sentiments that I did, or at least just go out and do the thing, make a change. I know we all have lives to live and we have projects to do, whatever, and content to watch and whatever, but these are 8 people who no longer get to do that. And for 1 week, I would at least like to keep the focus on them. So for the next week, if you think to yourself, where's PD? What's PD doing? When's PD gonna post? This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm thinking about. And maybe you should too. Anyways, I just, it's okay. Listen, I know this sounds really heavy and serious, and because it is, but it's okay to take a day, log off the internet and whatever, to kind of decompress and kind of build yourself back up, but you cannot ignore it. It is okay to feel this way, but you cannot ignore it. Okay? Some people might be like, don't tell me how to process my grief, or don't tell me how to, process this. Listen, quit being a baby. Unless that was your parent, your family member, someone you knew that was in that mass shooting, you get like a day or 2 days tops to recover. People who don't want to be vocal about this because they're processing it in their own way in private. Yeah, that's how people die. All right? Let the families grieve. All right? We only need to grieve for now. These families, they will grieve forever. It's the most privileged thing I've ever heard, to see people not speak up and not call people out, not call out racism. Oh, I'm going to do my own thing. No. Call out racists. Do it. Make them feel ashamed. All right? Make it known that you do not care. Because we keep ignoring racists, we keep shutting them out. That is why they have gotten stronger. Because we left all the racists alone, and they all had each other, and they empowered each other. And they have grown stronger and stronger over the past decade. If you want to put a stop to this, speak up. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. PD, you can't tell people how to process. I don't care. Somebody died. Many people died. More people will die. And more people will be hurt. And what we're doing is not enough.